Welcome to a comprehensive guide on the Nagaland School Education Service Rules of 2017. These rules govern the recruitment, qualifications, and conditions of service for educators in Nagaland. They are designed for anyone appointed under the Nagaland School Education Service. This includes both current members and those joining after November 2017. Now let's dive into the methods of recruitment. Positions for posts in Schedule 1 can be filled through direct recruitment, recruitment from lower grades, promotion, or limited departmental examinations. The rules about how many people can be hired directly versus promoted, as well as the qualifications and conditions for both, are outlined in Schedule 2. Direct recruitment process. For postgraduate teachers, the process involves written requisition from the department to the commission. The commission looks after the advertisement, application, written exam, and interview. Weightage is given to academic records, written examination, and oral interviews. Academic records play a crucial role in selection. Higher education levels carry more weightage, ranging from high school leaving certificates to postgraduate studies. The weightage for postgraduate teachers is mentioned on the screen. Applicants must be between 21 to 30 years old at the start of the recruitment year, with relaxation of 10 years for scheduled tribes, scheduled castes, and physically or visually differently abled candidates following government guidelines. The qualifications vary depending on the teaching position, ranging from postgraduate degrees to specific certificates in education. The qualification details for each of the positions are mentioned in the link in the description. Reservation of posts. The state government reserves position for backward tribes and differently abled individuals, ensuring equal opportunities for all. The vacancy cannot be filled with candidates from different groups. Backlog vacancies are created when no suitable candidate is available for a particular tribe. These vacancies are carried forward until filled by candidates from the respective tribe. Probation. Newly recruited members undergo a 2-year probation period. Probationers may undergo training and examinations as prescribed by the government during this period. Successful completion counts as a qualifying service. Confirmation is subject to meeting set criteria. Probationers may be discharged for failing training, exams, or unsatisfactory performance. Discharge may also result from the appointing authority deeming the probationers ineligible or unfit based on various factors, emphasizing the importance of rule compliance during this period. Recruitment by selection from lower grades. Some posts are filled through selection from lower grades based on merit and seniority, as determined by the committee. Departmental Promotion Committee. All promotions from lower to higher grades under Rule 6(1)(c) from gazetted post go through the Departmental Promotion Committee. The structure of the committee is as follows. Recruitments through promotions from lower grade to higher grade positions within a government service are managed by a committee called the Departmental Promotion Committee. This committee includes specific members who make decisions about these promotions. In the process of government job promotion, several crucial documents come into play. These include reports on job openings, list of eligible employees, and their performance records. A report that shows how many job openings are available for promotions in that year. A list of all the employees who could be considered for a promotion, along with who has been in the job the longest. If the job is for a principal, the list should be 3 times longer than the number of open jobs. Reports on how well these employees have been doing in their current jobs. If any employee have complained about their job reports, these complaints are included along with the comments from their supervisors. Papers that prove an employee is honest and does not have any problem with the law. If an employee was temporarily promoted in the past, there's a paper confirming it. If an employee was previously confirmed in their job, there's a paper confirming that too. The committee reviews the documents, then holds a meeting to create a selection list based on the merit and seniority. This list matches job openings for the year. If a junior candidate is chosen over a senior or a less experienced employee is preferred, reason must be documented. In case of temporary promotion, the DPC recommends regularization or reversion, along with the start date. For officers with disciplinary issue, a sealed cover process is applied, ensuring fairness. The director doesn't participate in director selection. The secretary oversees it. Promotions under the career advancement schemes of teachers, from postgraduate teachers to vocational instructors. Each has a clear path to advancement. Based on years of service and completion of required training, the limited departmental examination. Open to eligible graduate and primary teachers, this exam evaluates knowledge in various subjects essential for advancement. Fixation of initial pay. It ensures that a new recruit's starting salary aligns with their position's pay scale, following established rules, working days, and instructional hours. The minimum numbers of working days and instruction hours for different classes in an academic year shall be as follows. The minimum working hours and periods for different classes shall be as follows. Workload. Teachers dedicate a minimum of 45 hours weekly, conducting a set numbers of classes, ensuring quality education. Each teacher is required to conduct at least 4 classes daily. Postgraduate teachers also have the responsibility of teaching students in classes 9 to 10 in relevant or general subjects. Teachers may be assigned to teach 2 or more subjects as needed by this character. Candidates must provide certificates vouching for their good character from reputed sources. The sources can be the principal or academic officer of the last attended university, college, or school. 2 individuals who are well acquainted with the candidate and not related to them, and who can vouch for their good character. Physical fitness. Candidates must be in a good mental and physical health, ensuring optimal job performance. Disqualification for appointment. Certain conditions like multiple spouses or adverse character reports may lead to disqualification. The conditions are mentioned below. To be eligible for service, a person must be an Indian citizen. Individuals with more than one living spouse are not eligible for the service. And if a person marries again without a valid reason, they may be discharged from service. Candidates already employed in government or statutory bodies need a release certificate or a no objection certificate from their current employer to be appointed. A person with an adverse character report from a competency authority will not be appointed. Any person attempting to gain support for their candidacy through recommendations, whether written or oral, will not be appointed to the service. Penalty for misconduct. Impersonation, fraudulent documents, or using unfair means can lead to severe consequences, including debarment. Possible disciplinary action if the candidate is already in government or PSU service. Appointment to the service. Properly announced appointments are based on merit list or select lists provided by the Commission or Board. A person appointed under Rule 61A must join within 30 days of receiving the appointment offer, or as extended by the appointment authority for up to 60 days, after which the appointment may be cancelled.